Hey guys, this is Whitney from Showbiz Cheat Sheet. I'm an entertainment writer, and this is me interviewing Logan Riley Bruner from Stranger Things season 4.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm good. So you're on the East Coast too?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm in Kentucky, so not very exciting, but yeah.
I'm in the heart of Manhattan.
Oh,
So
that's fun. That's
yeah,
fun.
lots of hustle.
I am so excited to talk to you because I am a Stranger Things fanatic. It's like easily my top show, that and Umbrella Academy. And so I have some questions. And if you're not allowed to answer, just tell me. You don't have to give anything away because I know how the Duffers are. They're like crazy about keeping secrets. But what was it like coming onto a show that had already been running for 3 seasons? And so the cast kind of already knows each other and they might have already formed friendships and stuff like that.
It was honestly pretty amazing. Everybody on set was really sweet. Everybody was really welcoming. There's really a lot of truth to the rumor that they're kind of like a family.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of just like love and support, and just everyone's there to make something really fun. So it really it felt like walking into a family and just being welcomed in. It was really awesome.
Sweet. So what can you tell me about your character, Fred? I know there's not a ton out there about him. I know he's a journalist, which I appreciate, obviously, but what can you tell me?
Really, he's a journalist who that's what I got. He's a journalist. Okay. There's a lot of like little things that I would love to be able to talk about, but I feel like all of it just like dances so close to the line.
I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want you to give anything away that you aren't comfortable.
Yeah, and I want people to be excited by figuring out where he fits into the equation.
I think they will. I think that the fandom is kind of at a fever pitch right now.
For sure.
Because it's been so long. So who would you say you hung out with most on the set? Like, who did you buddy up with?
I feel like giving that away gives away.
Oh no.
But what I will say is, I have stories of amazing people on set that I'm really excited to get to talk about when everything comes out. But there were a bunch of people that I ended up either in scenes with or not in scenes with that were just super sweet, and that we got to have really great conversations. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it was just like we were all in the same location, so we got driven back at the same time, and so there's a lot of that happened. But I'm gonna keep it close to my chest for right now.
Okay, can I ask you about if there's a chance that we're going to see demo spiders? I just have this theory that we're going to see demo spiders in season 4, and I need it to happen.
Oh, wouldn't that be exciting? And terrifying, because spiders are horrifying. Right. I can't say anything about demo spiders. I don't.
Demobats.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Demobats. Okay. It's so fun. It's been great being such a fan of the show at the same time, and just being able to kind of like discover these little nuggets as I was on. But yeah, I think what I can say is that this season is gonna be scary and unexpected. I think there's a lot that the Duffers have done that's really, really smart, and that really, really almost reinvents the show in a really interesting way. And so I'm super excited for people to get to see it all.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of horror in general, so I was so stoked to learn that they're leaning hard into horror this season. I feel like some portions of the fandom might be like that are younger might be disappointed if they can't watch it, but as an adult who loves horror, I'm very excited to see.
I mean, absolutely. I felt the same way. And there's just this feeling of like they're all getting older, and you can only do like kids in middle school for so long, especially since all of them have kind of aged way up in the time that it takes to film. Yeah. So I'm really excited about the fact that the show is growing with its characters. That's one of the things that I really love about long-term TV, is watching shows that are able to kind of morph and allow their characters to grow and grow up. Yeah. And so I think there's a lot of that. And I think we've seen it in the trailers with just like all of them starting high school. There's that feeling of like new and rebirth and like rediscovery. So
Yeah, and it's just it fits. It makes sense. It's similar to how J.K. Rowling did Harry Potter. You know, the books got scarier as they went on because the kids were getting older and they were in, more serious situations. So I'm glad that they took this route with, the scary stuff. Okay, this is kind of a fun question. What would you, the fandom, they love their ships. They ship their couples and they will not budge on who they believe is going to get together. Do you have a favorite ship?
Yes, and I have a reason for it, and it's a story I'm excited to tell. So my ship has always been Nancy and Jonathan. It was since season 1. I thought they were an amazing couple together. I think they're a great couple. That is saying nothing about season 4. That's just as a fan, I love the two of them. And part of my love for them comes from the fact that when the show first was being auditioned and pitched around, I auditioned to be Jonathan. And so there's this like really big, nice full circledness of like going from hearing about it before it was even called Stranger Things and being like, this is a show that's going to be absolutely incredible. I really want to be on this. And being like, oh, well, I guess not. I'll really enjoy it as a fan and I'll fall in love with these characters. And then being finally able to kind of come on and put my own twist on this character. And see kind of these characters that I've grown to love for so long has just been so fun.
I absolutely love that. That's awesome because the Duffers do such a good job at making you love these kids, and we feel like we've watched them grow up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, my babies are in high school now. So.
Yeah, and it was exciting that they were these unknown actors that like they had all done some work, but like none of them had been superstars. And now to just see the work that they're able to do, and some of the movies that are getting made by some of them is just, it's so cool.
Right. Yeah. I love all of them. I can't wait. I don't want Stranger Things to end, but I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future.
Me too. I mean, I love the show. I have great respect for writers who know when to stop. As much as I am heartbroken, like seeing these characters go, or when they eventually decide that it's time, time. I have great respect for the fact that they're very much in the camp of like, when our story is done, our story's done, and we're gonna move on.
Yeah, it's like go out on a high point. You don't want to go so far where you run it into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, we've been with these characters for so long and we've seen them like fight these existential threats that now it's like, I mean, even the thought for me, because I do this thing, especially since I'm such a fan of the show, where I only read anything in the scripts that had to do with me.
You didn't want to
so like I would purposely jump past scenes. But to see in the trailers just this idea of like, well, yeah, they've confronted demogorgons and demidogs and mind flayers, but like, how do you deal with a popular girl at high school? How do you deal with like having the wrong haircut? And like, I feel like that's just exciting. And to kind of be seeing that get put into this world that I've already fallen in love with has been really cool to watch. So yeah, I think growing up.
Okay. So how was it work? And I don't know if you have any scenes with him or if you can say, but how was it working with Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund?
I can't say if I worked with him or not. I am a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan, so I absolutely adore his work. I think he's phenomenal, but I can't say if I worked with him.
Okay. I will keep an eye out for that when I watch this season. Do you have a favorite episode or a favorite scene?
Favorite episode. I don't think I have a favorite episode, but I think I do have a favorite moment, and it's when Murray, Nancy, and Jonathan are all first together, and he kind of spots that the two of them are gonna be together and calls both of them out on the floor. And then they have that moment of like, I don't like him, I don't like her, and then they
at the dinner table.
Yes.
Eating breakfast. Yes.
I love that so much.
I think that scene, Natalia Dyer, I read, wasn't prepared. Like she chuckled at what Brett Gelman said. So you can see her like in the clip kind of like eat the scrambled eggs really quick to like close her mouth and keep from laughing because she got tickled
down. Yeah.
So what is in your future? What projects do you have? What are you working on? What are you looking forward to?
I'm auditioning still. I mean, I'm a writer. I went to college for writing.
Okay.
So I'm currently directing a web series for a friend, and I wrote a short film that two of my friends are helping me create. It's a lot of personal work right now, writing some.
Mhm.
I wrote a horror film that I'm hoping to be able to do at some point.
That is
Um,
awesome.
so yeah, it's a lot right now of just like continuing to keep myself creative, continuing to keep myself excited about the arts, and just I've been getting phenomenal opportunities to audition for things. So I'm really excited for whatever comes next. Honestly,
Yeah.
there's so many doors that this show has, even in just the week since I've been able to talk about it, there's
Yeah.
been a bunch of doors that have opened for me. And so
Because they just I remember, because I write about this show so much, I feel like I can give you like little details about everything. But I remember for the longest time, people were wondering like, who's Fred? Who's going to play Fred? So they recently just announced you
yeah.
as
And they
Fred.
kept it super low key, which was really kind of I missed it completely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked at the photos when they first dropped, and I was like, well, I guess not. I guess it hasn't been announced yet. And then a friend of mine emailed me and was like, did you see this? And I looked back at it and I was like, oh my gosh, I guess we can go. I guess it's public. Let's do this.
Hilarious. How hard was it to keep that secret?
Oh my gosh, it was impossible. I felt like such a dick for the longest time because I kept having to tell my friends, like, I'm working on something secret. I'm not allowed to talk about it. And so I feel like I'm bragging, but it's really no, I signed so much paperwork that says I'm not allowed to give anything away.
Yeah.
It was hard. I mean, I got cast in December of 2019. And then my first day of filming was supposed to be the second week of March 2020.
Oh,
and
so
so I got a call that was like, hey, there's this thing. We're going to shut down for like 2 weeks. Then we're going to give you some info and we're going to bring you back. And then after those 2 weeks, they were like, so it looks like it's going to be a little bit of time. And thankfully, after the 9 months, when we finally went back, the Duffers still wanted to work with me and I was still available and the part hadn't been changed. So I was able to.
Exciting. Like, I'm excited for you because it's just, I love it when a fan like gets like their dreams come true, basically.
Oh my gosh, it was such a moment. I got the audition when it came across my desk and I freaked out and immediately, because Fred, I'll give you this, Fred wears glasses and I don't. So I like ran out to the store. I bought the strongest prescription glasses I could find. I did this whole audition not being able to see because my eyes were completely blurred. But I was like, I really want as much as possible to follow this kind of idea of really creating the world and really like diving headfirst into it. I had all the knowledge as a fan. All the names of the characters had been changed for the audition sides. But I started like piece things together. And so I was able to use that knowledge to be like, okay, here's how I can really make Fred stand out and be the character I think he is.
Well, and it's funny when you mention fans because they are so hyped about this new season.
Yes.
I'm shocked at the things that they have come up with where I'm like, that is a very good theory. I can see that happening. And the Duffers even said, or Sean Levy even said, you know, the fans have gotten pretty close.
I'm spotting some things online that I'm like, oh, you guys are real close. I think the other side of that coin is I was so thrilled and excited that the fans never spotted me. That like I was there for weeks and weeks working, and like publicity and everyone did a really fantastic job of just keeping me completely hidden, so that it was this really big surprise when it was finally like, oh my gosh, we have Fred.
Yes.
It's this big reveal.
And what's funny is that out of everybody, you know, that you're the name that stuck out the most. I feel like people were adamantly searching to figure out who you were.
Yeah.
So that makes me think you play like a kind of a key part in how things go. So
we'll see. I mean, I certainly think that Fred's important, but that might be a little bit of bias because I love him. I think he's been so much fun to play, and the Duffers did such a great job of writing this character. They gave me so much freedom to just really do things the way that I felt like he would do things, but they also really have such a clear vision that arriving on set, we were all just completely on the same page about how this character needed to go. And so it was remarkable, and it was really special.
That's awesome. So have you seen season 4 yet? Have you been able to watch it?
I did some sound recording like after the fact because I needed to just add a couple things in. So I've seen like little bits and pieces. And then on set, of course, I saw like monitor and saw what things looked like. And it is a beautiful season. The cinematographers always do a fantastic job, and just the atmosphere that they're able to build and the effects that they're using. It's really special. And I think it's really going to live up to this like 3-year hype that's been built behind it. I think that fans are going to be really, really happy.
Were you able to keep yourself from being spoiled?
For the most part, yes. I got like 1 or 2 spoilers that I was like, darn, I figured that out. But there was a lot of stuff that I just like, I really made sure I stayed away from. I was like, if anyone started talking about like what was happening, I was like, I'm going to move away. I don't want to hear. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to find the little nuggets that I was able to get, but it was, I think, really exciting to be able to have everything kept on the down low and really be going into season 4 basically as blind as everybody else. So I'm just super excited to get to see everything.
Yes, I'm literally counting down the days for the
same.
May 27th. So is there anything that you want to tell people where to find you, keep an eye out for stuff like that you're working on in the future?
Sure. I mean, I run a production company with 2 of my best friends. We've been doing it for the past 5 years. It's called Black Wolves Productions. Right now we run a podcast together, which I know everybody has a podcast.
I know.
But it's been really interesting because before I was able to announce, there's all this Stranger Things news, and we're all huge fans of the show. So I'm having to like report on cast announcements. And
wait, is your podcast about Stranger Things?
No, it's just about entertainment and arts. And so there were like announcements about new cast and trailers that came out and all of this stuff. And so we're just fans. We're going to talk about it, but I have to like keep everything really contained. So I think I think it'll be fun for fans to be able to look back at some of that and see just like, I feel like there's some pieces that people can put together and be like, I see why his reaction was that, because he was hiding.
I actually have a Stranger Things podcast. That is how obsessed I am with the show.
That's awesome. I'll have to check it out.
So we do like deep dives, and that is why like I literally live on Reddit and Twitter and Tumblr looking in it. And as big a fan as I am, it always amazes me how much more other people know that don't work on the show, that don't. It's like, where do you guys find this stuff? Like, where are you getting this information?
Yeah, I mean, the ways that things just get revealed, like someone gets photographed at an airport and they're following so-and-so on Instagram.
The airport, that has been a big...
I got told by publicity that they were like, you can't tell people you're in Georgia. Don't post photos from Atlanta. Like people are going to figure it out really quick. So just keep
adamant.
Quiet. They are adamant, and I love it. I live for it.
Yes.
And I think it gave me more excitement to be like, you guys are so adamant, and I've kept it.
It's impressive. It is impressive. And I don't know if I would have been able to do it. Like,
it was difficult, but we made it happen.
So can people find you on social anywhere to like?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm in your podcast.
I'm Logan Riley Bruner. The name, so it's just at Logan Riley Bruner pretty much everywhere. The name of the podcast is the Pack Cast. Because we're Black Wolves Productions, we're a pack.
Got it.
We're clever. But yeah, my Instagram, my website, maybe see if you've seen me in anything else. I've popped up in a couple other Netflix shows, and it's just been interesting to have that. The difference between the fandoms of those shows and the response to me being on this show has just been absolutely insane. I'm so thankful for everybody that's like already seeked me out and found me. But yeah, Black Wolves Productions or Logan Riley Bruner. I am everywhere.
That is impressive. I am like that in a production company for 5 years at your age. Like that is very impressive. Like that is something to be proud of for sure.
Yeah, and we we keep a rule that we keep everything up. I know there's a lot of people that it's like, oh, I did that so long ago, so let's take it offline. No, I want people to be able to see like our growth and just like the ways that we went from being high schoolers and college students creating like what we thought was really cool to like adult artists now who are like really trying to tell super interesting stories. So you can, if you want to do a deep dive into my life, it's quite possible.
Everyone can find everything. Yeah. So yes. I love it. Well, I want to thank you so much for talking to me. I live for talking to the cast and crew of Stranger Things.
Absolutely. It's been a joy to talk to you, and I'm happy to talk to you when the show comes out and talk about a couple of the people that I got to.
I will 100% be back in touch, and we can discuss things, and I will write things down that I talked about, and I'll be like, was I right? I was right about this. And
the Demon Spiders, I knew it.
Spiders, they were real. All right, Logan, thanks so much. And I will hopefully talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.